Okari nasai minasan. Today we want to talk about Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 16 before watching Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 16. Without further ado, let us jump into the trailer. Let's go. Baby Rita! Let's go. Interesting. Yup. What? What is going on? This is interesting. I felt like this episode is gonna focus on a lot on Rita and I'm not so sure what else they're gonna focus on, because like the preview trailer for Ohsama Sentai always love to kind of like misguide us, like to think that we know what they are actually gonna be about, but at the end of the day it is not what we actually think about. Just like in the previous episode preview, we thought that it is gonna be Tarantula night, is gonna have the highlight and all those stuff, but it turns out that is not the case. Like even like with the Rakles meeting with Dezenarak thing, is like we thought that is gonna be the kind of like the main thing for that episode, but it turns out that episode actually focused more on Deboski and the sister itself. But with that being said, let us take a look at the trailer scene by scene to kind of like figure out a little bit. Maybe we can learn what we can learn from the next episode. So the first scene we saw is obviously baby Rita. Like this is Rita when I think she's like only 10 years old, if not mistaken. Like I think that is the age that she became a king. And if you actually do the maths correctly, she will actually be 25 years old right now. And that I would say that is kind of like a very similar age to the rest of the Rangers itself. But then again, obviously Deboski is gonna be way older than them, okay? But with that being said, let me move on to the next scene. Next week, I love this transition shot where she plunged the sword onto the ground and then it immediately cut to adult Rita. This is like normal Rita, all of us know and love. So and then we actually get to see this, okay? Like this is, I would assume, the previous king and queen of Gokhan itself, because before Rita become the queen, or should I say king, whatever, man, like whatever, of Gokhan, like these two would, I would assume, to be the previous king and queen, okay? And then on their hand, it almost looks like it is kind of like a capsule, a poison leak substance or something like that. So maybe this is kind of like related a little bit to how Himeno's parents actually died. Like maybe they are researching on like who actually killed the king and queen of Isabana, something like that, from 15 years ago. So there's definitely a lot of things going on here. So what is to say, like what is gonna happen, like who is the one that is in causes all this king and queen to die? We are not sure, okay? Maybe they didn't die, maybe they just kind of like retired, they went on a journey to find out what is the truth behind the fury of God, something like that. Maybe that is how the story is gonna go. We are not sure, okay? But this, but it does say that the previous sovereign was killed 15 years ago. Why am I sus I don't know, man. I'm dumb, okay? I'm dumb. But let me move on to the next thing. But this is definitely the poison of Scorpy. So the story of Rita is definitely gonna be linked to the story of Himeno as well. So we just have to wait and see how they are actually gonna link together, okay? But let me move on to the next thing. We actually get to see this old dude talking to Rita, and then this dude, this not old dude, okay? Like this guy at the end of at the corner of the scene says that this is the incident of the Fury of Gods was man-made and not actually just the random calamity that the Shoe Gods actually try to attack, something like that. But with that being said, let me move on to the next scene, okay? So what is the next scene, okay? The next scene, okay, so this is indeed the king of Gokhan back in the day, okay? So he is still alive, thrown into prison, and we are not sure why he is being thrown into the prison. Maybe to cover the what does the wife did, or what really happened, okay? I think we just have to wait and see what is gonna happen next week, because this seems really interesting. And it almost seems like they are really trying to tackle what happened 15 years ago right now, and that is, I would say, kind of like the first part of the story, like where we are gonna learn what causes the fury of gods, and that is something that I'm also really interested to learn about, because this, the way they set it up is, you almost they are setting up a mystery, like, hey, what really happened, who is behind the scene, like who actually causes all of these things to happen. And I felt like this is how, kind of like, when a new king step into the shoes of the previous king, like there's a lot of things they need to clear out. Okay, the first of all, the first thing, the first priority is to stabilize the kingdom, is to hold your position as king and queen. And after you stabilize it and you have people you trust around you, it is for you to clear out the corruption, clear up all the things that you don't want in your country. And I would say the fury of gods is one of the things they really want to clear out. And maybe the fury of gods could also be a reference to how do I say it, but to corruption. Okay, yeah, that is the word I'm looking for. But let me move on to the next thing. We get to see Himeno is actually here during the hearing of this guy testimony, and Himeno is definitely not surprised at all. Like, this is a man, but like, why is she surprised, man? Like why does she like, oh really, something like that? But I mean, like, she already know this, you already know that the fury of gods is actually man-made disaster. Like, why is she surprised, man? Like, I don't know. And then we get to see Monophonia, and I will assume Monophonia is actually the daughter of the previous king itself, because of the hair color. Remember, like, the girl that we saw just now is actually the having a similar hair color is Monophonia. And Monophonia is not an old lady, okay? Monophonia is a young and beautiful lady, just that she has gray hair. That's it, okay? So that is something really interesting as well. But next we get to see Rita giving us a little bit of eye twitching, something like that. That is kind of like her entire deal in this story, okay? Like her eye twitch, and she just communicate with eye language, okay? So I would say the character of Rita, I mean the actors, the actress of Rita, it need to have a lot of like good eye movement power to actually know what she's doing. But let me move on to the next thing. This, I would say, this is baby Rita. I think baby Rita is trying to ask herself, like, why am I here, why am I the ruler, something like that. And next we get to see Rakles and Dibolsky talking to one another again in the next episode. Definitely this is after the peace talk with Dejanira itself. I would assume that Rakles actually talks to Dejanira by stating that, hey, I want, let's make a deal, do not attack Sugar Dam. Okay, let's work together and take down the rest of the country first, and then we will face off with one another, something like that. Maybe that is the idea, or that is the thing that Rakles wanted to do. Maybe, okay, maybe, but we are not sure. And then we get to see some more action scene in Nagosopa, in Gokhan, and then we get to see Rita trying to open her face. Maybe, like, maybe we are finally gonna see like what is underneath her face. Like, maybe she has a scar that she wants to cover, something like that. We are not sure, okay? But I really hope that it will not actually make us hate her. Like, no, I mean, like, what am I trying to say? We already saw what is underneath her eyes, man. Like, she has a different eye color, and that's why she's covering it up, man. Oh my god, I am so dumb. It's okay, never mind. Let me move on to the next thing. Next week we still get to see Jeremy talking and hang out in Nagosopa. Apparently, like, Jeremy hang out a lot in Nagosopa. I don't know why. And even Gira also hang out a lot in Nagosopa. So maybe this is kind of like a bros hangout spot right now, because like, Yanma is definitely that rich kid that adopted two random friend from the streets, and they now hang in their basement, okay? So that is so funny, okay? But next we get to see some serious expression. We get to see spider kumonos, we get to see like the bottle. This is, I would say, the evidence of the poison of Scorpy, something like that. But really interesting stuff. What is gonna happen, what is Rita gonna do, we are not sure. But we get to see Rita fighting this weird construction looking Bugnarak. What is going on? I don't know, man. Like I'm really not sure. But Himeno went to visit Rita with a bag of gift. We are not sure why, but Rita looks really tired and doesn't want to talk at all. So I would think that Rita would appreciate this gesture, because obviously, like, it's not that Rita wants to be alone. She just doesn't like to waste time. Okay, like that is kind of like a introvert thing that she has. But really amazing stuff. Let me move on to the next scene. I think, yeah, that is the end of the scene. Really exciting to see how things are going right now in Ohsama Sentai. I am really excited to watch this episode. But then again, with that being said, that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.